Today we're in Quincy doing a manufactured home demolition. Unfortunately, I forgot my GoPro on this job, so there will be no actual action scenes. It'll be just my phone and me recording, you know, and talking about certain parts of the job and what we're doing. Here it is. It caught on fire at some point, and it's not worth repairing. And as soon as I tried to mess with the water, it shot out there because it's not tightened up right. So the gas is on the other side of the unit, but I had one of my guys pull the sides off here, and there's actually, looks like a gas line right there also. So usually what I do is I pull these units off of the blocks and away from other structures, but if I let it just fall right onto that, you know, I don't know if that's live or not. So I gotta go look at the other side. So when we were starting to get ready to demolish this, the maintenance guy came by and said, hey, you guys can't take the burned material to the landfill around here. They don't take it. So we're separating all of the fire damage from the actual smoke damage and trash. So we're separating all the burned stuff here, all the non-burned in the trailer. All right, we're gonna start demolishing the building. We're only gonna demolish up to this point, and then we're gonna start at that point and go that way and then leave this section. We're gonna have to do this a little differently in the middle because I need to make sure that the landfill will take the burned material. Because before we started this job, I was only told it was one room that had caught fire, and it's the whole thing. Crushing into it right now. I've got my guy cutting some wires. Got one person on the hose for the water. Keep the dust down. Then just loading the trailer. All right, this is how we're looking so far. Got the floor, that wall, and a little bit of front left. I'm pretty happy with my custom build here because look at all this material I have, and I still have a lot more room in here. Before it was just down here, the tarp rolling system. From the time we got into Quincy, there's been rolling, stopping, freaking construction lights systems here. We've been here for like 10 to 15 minutes already. At the transfer station, super small. Now I gotta wait for them to swap trucks and drop transfer trucks and tell me what I can do. At this transfer station, they charge $107 a ton, or they change their mind and they do it by measuring. It looks like he's bringing out a measuring tape. $26 a yard. We dumped both, just gotta see how much it weighs out, see how much the price is gonna be. All right, this is where we're at. Pretty much just a bare frame. We're gonna make one last load, but it's gonna be coming back home with us. So I'm gonna have all the trash in the trailer, all the bricks in the trailer, and all the metal frame in the trailer also, but they're gonna be, you know, separated. I'll have metal in one trailer and trash and brick and all that other stuff. But the dump closes at 4. It took us a while to get started because we weren't sure 100% if the dump was gonna take the material that is burned, but they did. So I just sent my guy out to the dump about 10 minutes ago. The dump closes at 4 o'clock, so I'm hoping he gets there in time, and there's a lot of traffic on the way there. It's not even traffic, it's construction traffic, so stop and go, waste of time. But we still have this amount of stuff. I'm pretty sure I should be able to get all of this in the other trailer, in the front of it at least, and then I'll just drive the skid steer into the trailer and onto the material. So right now I'm gonna get to ripping the wood off the frame, and then I'm gonna cut the frame in 8-foot sections, or maybe even 6-foot sections. All right, I haven't heard from my guy in a while. Hoping he's all right, kind of out of service, so I can't call him. But right now I've got all the metal cut up, got all the trash kind of just scattered over there. Right now I'm just gonna put all these blocks, concrete blocks, in the trailer at the very front. I've got all these. I got some in the skid and then some throughout there. And then I will probably put as much metal in the front of the trailer as I can. And then we'll start cleaning up the trash. And hopefully he gets here and we'll load him and rake up, clean up, and leave. All right, last bit of stuff. We're just loading all this material, then the metal, and then the machines, and we might go get pizza and then get out of here. I'm over here unloading my bucket into the trailer, and this humongous thing was flying at me. I was like, what the heck is that? Look at the, I don't know if that's a stinger or not, but it didn't look friendly to me, so I smacked it. I don't know, wasn't trying to play with that thing. Sorry, bug. Not today. All right, we're just about done here. When I first got here today, the water valve over here, see this? This is held in with like some sort of shark bite style. So I turned the valve off there because it was on. The water was coming out over there. And then this shot out. I was like, oh my gosh. So then later I found a zip tie that I have. And I just zip tied it around here to keep it from sliding back out. So that's that. This is mine. Now everything's raked up, cleaned up. I'm gonna try to fit the skid steer in the bed of this trailer here with all the trash. And I hope it fits. I'm gonna have to drive on top of everything and then strap it down somehow. And then I still have to load all of this, all of that, onto one of these trailers. Oh boy. All right, it's in. It's in at an angle, but it's in there. Chain it down, binder it all up. Should be fun. I mean, these things are rated for 10,000 pounds a piece, so we got a lot of weight at the front, a lot of weight in the back. Should be good. I was up here strapping down the equipment. Look at that. It's on my rock bucket. I gotta fix that. I had to fix this also. I just did it real quick. I hope it's not cracked on the other side. I'll have to get over there and look. I can't even see. I'll have to look later, tomorrow or something. That sucks. Just rolling out with the skid steer right there. Now we're gonna load the metal, what's left, into that trailer, and then load the excavator and then leave. All right, got my Ego light out here, night light. I'm all done with the job. Just going over it real quick. Everything's done and cleaned up. We're across the street parked. We've been out here all day long. I'm gonna owe a lot of labor. Oh well. At least it's done. Here's all the craziness. I got the excavator in here with all the metal. My axle's already bent, so I can't say anything about that. It's been like that since I've owned it, because I bent it when I first got it. Excavator's going over the front. Skid steer, it's full of trash from there to here. It's all bindered up and chained down and ready to go. We're ready to get out of here. I'm tired of being here. This is not a good night or a good place to break down. These hills were super steep and the exhaust got super hot and it started to melt some of the piping. It melted the heater hose core hose, and I'm gonna have to drag this up to the top of the hill and try to get it home. We're gonna hook a chain to the front of the truck to the back of my trailer and drag it out. It's the only way. Towing the Chevy with the Ford, fully loaded. Let's not blow up the Ford. It got so hot, it melted this. Look at that. And it's not the coolant that got hot, it's the exhaust right above it. So I'm hoping that I can take this hose and clip it onto that pipe right there and bypass the HR, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I can take this hose and hook it to this one and bypass this, which is the heater core. So I just gotta reach back there, disconnect the heater core somehow. I pulled off up here and parked, and I didn't hear his truck, and I was waiting. I was like, all right, 5-10 minutes and we'll go back. Still nothing. I was like, all right, let's go back. So I had to tow him up here, and hopefully this copper piece gets us back home. For the heater core bypass. Well, hopefully this works. I only had one clamp. We used some copper wire that we had from the job to wrap it around the hose, and some copper pipe there. So I really hope this works. We're gonna start the truck and drive and just keep an eye on temperatures. All right, she's alive. Let's get out of here. Something is going on with my Ford. It's not wanting to pull anymore. So we're abandoning the truck here for the night. And we'll just have to come back and get it. Hopefully it doesn't get stolen. Recovery day. We're on our way to go get the Chevy. We left it last night out in the hills. It wasn't able to make the hills. It was just way too steep. The exhaust temperatures were going way high. Ended up melting some of the heater hoses, and we ended up MacGyvering some of it. But the check engine light was thrown and it went into limp mode. We couldn't get it back, so we just aborted the mission and left it there. So hopefully we can get it back home today. All right, we're back out here in the forest. We're gonna swap the trailer over to this truck and then drive this one home. Hopefully there's no issues. All right, we swapped trucks. This one smells like melted plastic so bad, and one of the codes will not clear, so I'm thinking there might be some wiring melted underneath the hood. Something in here is melted. I don't know where, but I'm gonna have to diagnose it later when I get home. I'm putting a clamp on it now. I'm just gonna leave this on here also. Well, the truck was in limp mode. I didn't have this connected till now, so oops. All right, we're on our way. So being so hectic and crazy last night, I missed on connecting the map sensor, so that's why the truck went into limp mode. And I'm pretty sure we could have just drove the dang thing home, but I didn't think to look at the map sensor, and I disconnected it, so I don't know. I was just more worried about the truck overheating and then the map sensor not working, and I just kind of screwed it up. So it's all connected now. We're driving back, and hopefully everything's okay. I'm still going to be looking into getting a new truck because the Chevy just cannot compete with the Ford. The Ford's 10-speed transmission, the 6.7, the hauling, the towing, everything is just way better than the Chevy. The 6.6 with a 6-speed transmission, Duramax, Allison combined is just, it's not good enough for the amount of weight that I tow. These hills definitely didn't help, but it's definitely need a different truck. But I definitely need to get a different truck. An F450 max tow or an F550 max tow is what I'm going to be looking into. The other reason we ended up just leaving the truck and towing it with the Ford here is because these hills are like 11 and 14% grades, and the trailer brake system on the Chevy, it keeps disconnecting, and it doesn't have an exhaust brake. It just has the transmission for downshifting, you know, the towing mode. It can't compete with the Ford. So we got 13% down, but the Ford just tows everything so much better. A lot of downhill, back up, back down, back up. A lot of windiness. Even right now, this Chevy in front of me, my truck, it's not even wanting to make these hills, and it's not even towing anything. And I've got my truck and trailer hooked up, and I'm having to slow down to stay up with him. So that Chevy's gotta go. So luckily I haven't gotten rid of this cab yet, and it has some parts I need. So right here are the hoses that I need. See, these are plastic. These are what totally melted on the Chevy. And there's nothing here protecting these hoses from the EGR cooler, which is right about here on the engine. So that's cool. At least I have these. I'll swap these out probably tomorrow. So stupid that they don't put like some sort of heat shield right here. All right, so I'm having a code still, even with this plugged in, but it's saying there's an air leak somewhere. So I sprayed starting fluid around here. No change in the RPM. And I sprayed over here. No change in the RPM. No change. But then when we spray it up here, the RPM changes. We have a crack or a leak somewhere around here. All right, and this is what I found. Big hole. So it's totally sucking air. What happened is when we were driving uphill, the exhaust temperatures were getting super crazy, and I had no way to monitor it, and I was in the other truck. But it overheated that area, melted this, and it melted the actual heater hose connectors. So I should have another one of these around. I replaced the air box on this truck, and it's driving like it should. No check engine lights, no problems with that. I still need to replace the heater hoses, but as of right now, the truck is listed for sale, and I did buy a new truck 2 days ago, which is sitting over there next to my Ford. I'll go over the truck at a later time. Right now, I'm just trying to get rid of all of the metal and the copper wiring that I have. I'm going through everything, sitting on the floor, cutting everything, separating everything. I've got a lot to do today. Look at all this separation. That I don't think was really worth my time, but it's done. This should be worth some money. I've got quite a bit of scrap out here I still got to go through. I've got all this wiring I've got to sort through. This is mostly aluminum wire here. There's some copper wire here. I got to bring this inside and strip it. This I think is aluminum. I think this is aluminum. Yeah, aluminum, not worth my time stripping all that. There's some more copper throughout here. Some of this is going to get sorted out and thrown into these buckets. I still need to deal with that aluminum. All these cars that I have, I've got tons of steel and aluminum out there. I've got tons of aluminum over here. And I just found more wiring. Some of the stuff really just, it's kind of overwhelming, to be honest. Like, I've got so much stuff that I've got to separate, and it's a lot. But that's why I bought these bins, so I could separate and organize everything. So that's what I'm going to do today, and I may or may not make a scrap run today, but we'll see. Sorry, maybe the next time I'll remember to bring the GoPro, but see you in the next one.